we were like, oh my goodness, okay. It didn't move when I touched it, so. I'm having a bit of a rough day, I would say. If you hear, my mom is outside bathing the dog and she's currently drying him. We dry him with the leaf blower. Hilarious to watch, but that is that noise in the background. But like I said, I'm having a little bit of a rough day. I woke up and I've almost fainted every single time I've stood up today. And my blood pressure is running lower than usual. Typically, when I'm on the continuous diphenhydramine infusion, my vitals are stable and it controls my POTS and all is well in the world. But for some reason today, I'm doing what I used to do before I was ever put on the CDI. And we are not sure why. I don't necessarily feel any more reactive than usual. I'm going to run some extra IV fluids and see and go from there and see if that helps. It's Mother's Day this weekend. I purchased a Mother's Day present for my mom. She has a bird garden, which I've shown on previous videos. And so I bought a hanging bird bath that is shaped as a hat. It's pretty cute because she had been wanting one, but it's ceramic and I had ordered it off Etsy. It was the only one the shop had and there was no other shops with one that was similar, and it broke. We noticed in the mail. She still has it hanging up because it wasn't broke to the point where you can't use it, but I don't know what else to do for Mother's Day. I ordered her a surprise that just arrived, but she is outside and I'm not well enough to go pick up the box at the door. So I will update y'all when she is done and can get her surprise.
Do I go get it?
Mm-hmm.
Now in my pajamas?
Uh-huh.
Wicked good cupcakes! Now, how am I supposed to eat that?
What do you mean?
I can't eat that.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
You wanted to try them.
Yes, but not nearly as much as you did.
I couldn't eat them even if I could eat because they have dairy.
Shy. I love you, but
I love you too.
would feel horribly guilty.
Wicked good cupcakes are cupcakes in a little jar. And we had purchased them as a gift for my home health company a few months ago. And we noticed they were neat.
You knew I'd like that.
Key lime, marble mutt.
Did you get the mocha one?
They didn't have it. Vanilla birthday
Carrot?
and carrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 3 out of the 4.
Which one do you not like?
Which one I would be willing to share with someone else would be the vanilla.
I'm not sure if y'all remember, but in my last vlog, I kind of explained what was going on cardiology-wise. Back in I'll explain it again anyways, but back in September, I was having increased arrhythmias and chest pain, and so I went to the cardiologist. He worked me in, and he thought that there was just inflammation around my heart secondary to mast cells. But just to be cautious, he ordered an x-ray and an echo, and the main purpose of those tests was to check my central line placement. I had those done, and after they came back, he messaged me via my chart and said that there were no significant abnormalities. Months later, in April, I had my genetics appointment. About a week after the genetics appointment, I get a letter in the mail basically going over everything that was discussed in the genetic appointment, and it broke it down by body system. And under cardiology, it said that I had a PFO, which is a hole in my heart, that was found during my last echo in September. Now, PFOs are pretty benign in and of themselves. 25% of the population have them. But what we were kind of concerned about was that I've had 18 other echocardiograms and that had never been found. The reports on all of the others actually state there is no PFO written out. Like, there's no even misconstruing the report. So I was kind of confused. I thought they got the wrong patient. So I went and looked into my chart. I was able to pull up the ecocardiogram report, and when I pulled up the ecocardiogram report, I saw that they did in fact find the PFO, and that they were not mistaken, and that it clearly states the central venous catheter is too far in the right atrium and may need to be pulled back. But my cardiologist had said everything was perfect. So that's kind of contradictory here. And I was furious because the whole point of those tests was to determine if my central line was in fact in the correct place. So we scheduled an appointment. My last vlog shows this, and the more we got to thinking after the appointment, the more unsettled we felt. I myself felt as if he was trying to cover his butt, so to speak, because he realized that he made a mistake and that I should have been informed of my central line placement being incorrect, and I should have been sent to radiology immediately for them to confirm or deny whether that was true or not. He blatantly had said that he did not agree with his colleague and that there is no PFO and that my central line is perfect. But that's not what my echocardiogram report had said. So that is why I feel as if I cannot trust his judgment anymore on this particular matter. I have a cardiology friend, and I was able to send some of my images to her. And at first she kind of thought that the report was kind of vague and that it's probably nothing, but then she was able to go in and look at the report, and that's not what she thinks either. She thinks that I should go get a second opinion, so that is what I'm doing today. I'm getting a second opinion. The theory is that the central line is too far into my right atrium, and because of that it has caused the PFO to reopen. Because every person has a PFO, it just normally closes shortly after birth. There could be some damage to my heart from this line not being in the proper place for as long as it has been, but thankfully we are getting a second opinion with another cardiologist who is not affiliated with the same hospital. I know that he'll give me an unbiased opinion. We are at my oncology checkup type of appointment that I do every 3 months, right? I'd say it's about every 3 months for labs. I don't like them to use my line when my veins are actually working and cooperating because A, I'm usually connected to both lumens, but this morning I'm not because it's so early. And B, it's extra infection risk every time they access the line to draw labs, or
They won't do that here anyway without a ton of paperwork that has to be processed first, and there's only one person
there's
that can do
only
it.
one nurse that can mess with ports or other central lines here. Usually if I'm not having frequent blood work, which I haven't had frequent blood work in a
It's
while,
just easier to poke.
then I'm quicker to just stick. Unless I'm like admitted, and then after quite a few days of consistent blood draws, then my veins give up on life. But
Your
no.
veins do pretty good, ironically. I know today is hump day,
Yeah.
and so you only have a couple days left to tie this thing back up.
He's on vacation.
Working on his beloved vehicle. That was only, oh, I'm gonna do this, but doing the one thing, as always, turns into 50 others.
Men.
You can't live with us or can't live without us.
It is true that every time they say they're going to do something,
it's not just Sean.
They'll say it's going to take 2 hours, and then 2 hours turns into 8 hours.
Oh, but I found this, or this didn't go right, or uh-oh, I broke that part. I'm going to have to go buy it again. Oh, I didn't know. This thing wouldn't come loose, or it doesn't matter.
I never even updated on my cardiology appointment. I started becoming a hot mess express because it was a new office building and there was paint in there. By the time we got back to the room, there was paint smell and my throat was swelling. But that doctor didn't seem very keen on taking me on as a permanent patient, which good thing because I couldn't tolerate that office anyway. But he said that I do not have a PFO. It only looked like a PFO because of the way the color Doppler looks going around the catheter of my line.
The tip of the catheter, yeah.
And that while there is no PFO, he agrees that my line is too deep and needs to be pulled back. But we really have to weigh the risk versus benefit of going to pull it back because my body has already healed around the cuff that holds the line in place. So it's not just like a PICC line where you can just go yank it out a little bit. And his opinion was that I've lived with this for almost 2 years because that's how old the line is. And it hasn't killed me yet. One thing that can exacerbate mast cell issues as well as cause tons of GI problems is parasites. I've been tested for parasites multiple times by my GI doctor. I was discussing with a friend and then she had also posted it on a mast cell forum where she invested in sending a stool sample to one of these online companies who analyze your stool, and they can pick up on various parasites and other abnormalities better than the traditional Quest or LabCorp. She ended up having parasites, although her other labs and stool samples from the regular Quest or LabCorp were normal. And I figured that I was going to invest in the same thing. Basically, you buy it, they'll send you the sample or the kit in the mail, and then your results are faxed to your doctor. I have wasted money on stupider stuff before, and if I can pinpoint an issue that I can actually do something about that might make my mast cells a little more happy, I will gladly pay the expense. I'm going to be sending that off this week. I will be very interested to see what it shows or if it reveals anything different than labs have in the past. I was actually just tested for parasites a few weeks ago by my GI doctor because I was venting these wormy things out of my J-tube and it looked kind of weird. And so we were like, oh my goodness, okay. It didn't move when I touched it, so hopefully it wasn't worms, and it wasn't. But then we thought yeast because it looked exactly like it could be yeast too. So we cultured that from what the GI doctor said, like she sent it off to be cultured, and that was negative for yeast as well, so thank God, because yeast overgrowth and having that potentially translocate to the central line would just be no bueno. So thankfully that was negative, but I you know, like I said, I've wasted money on stupider stuff before, so maybe this might shed some insight onto my crappy gut. And Weasley is coming to say hi. I'm gonna end that vlog here. I'm gonna end it here. Weasley, say bye. Say bye. Bye. Yeah, you're cute. And you know, a lot of people ask me if I have allergies to this little fella right here. I can't eat a thing, but I've never had a problem with an animal. My mast cells, I guess they're not triggered by cats or dogs. Just perfumes, chemicals, foods, any sort of bodily stress, hormonal changes, that sort of thing. Big time. But not animals.